Alright, hello everyone. So today I just want to talk about Smite as a game
I will save
and
the
how it feels
day.
like rather stale at the current time and how I feel like not much has really changed. So if
Minions have
you have
spawned.
ever watched me or if not, I understand. I play Smite a lot. I've played Smite on and off for many years. Um I don't even know when I started. Apparently on my PC at least, I was back in 2018. On my Xbox, it was back way before even then. Um But I've been playing Smite for a very long time, and usually when I take my breaks and I come back, the game is at least slightly different or extremely different. Every time I come back, it's usually a new experience to be had, and it's a great time. And I'm not saying that this time it wasn't great or anything. It just feels like this recently when I took my break for 4 or 5 months, and I came back. I Things don't feel different. Um, Now it feels like the game is still exactly what it was before, with some very minor changes that don't feel like they make that much of a difference. So right when I left, the meta was generally playing warriors and building glad shield and stacking protections and abusing the damage of glad shield and just like prot stacking. Now it seems to be about the same. Some gods that are better are gods that are doing attack speed things. So like Amaterasu's pretty nuts right now, like using Golden Blade and such. But it still feels like warriors are very much just build, you know, tank, use glad shield, and if you're not using glad shield, the warrior's just kind of meh. It just feels like there's not a whole lot of variety right now. And in the line I was used to playing, the hunters were all building crit, or if they weren't building crit, they were building pen builds. It still feels like right now, crit is the most annoying, and sometimes we get just a very hard hitting regular damage hunter. But I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it definitely feels like right now, it's still just abuse glad shield and stack. The new items don't even feel that amazing, so I'm talking about these ones. I haven't even used them because there's no point. Jotun's Cunning is pretty a unique idea. And I don't even know if these are gonna get used. Maybe by some hunters. I'm not really a hunter man. I don't know. But the major change that only changed that basically when I was playing was you can't build Breastplate of Determination and Amulet of Stronghold anymore. And that leads me to my point of maybe it's just me, but it definitely feels like there's not a whole lot of variety in my games right now. Um, I mean, Baron's really good right now, which is very different than before, but it definitely feels like everybody is building just super tanky, super duper tanky on warriors and using glad shield or things that like attack faster and just like they're unkillable, and it doesn't feel like I'm like weaving maybe in some damage or like mixing and matching. It just kind of feels like I'm just building ultra tank, like I'm basically playing a guardian but I'm in the warrior position. And if I know if I was in Conquest, it would just be build ultra tank and before. And I know like that's kind of always how it's been, but at least it felt like there was some variety in the gameplay. Um, and like some of the attack speed warriors were better than some of the ability ones, and like it switched up a little bit. But it just feels like right now it's just a lot of abusing glad shield. And I know like some of the gods that are top tier aren't even abusing glad shield. They're abusing like stacking things that are like shoguns and stopping crit and things to like slow down hunters and CC, which is another thing that was going on right before I left, is that CC meta really came into effect. So playing like Kumbla Khan and like ultra stunning and like making it so targets don't even get to play the game was the case. And it kind of feels like that's where the game is right now. I know they have this diminishing returns thing in the game to kind of like stop that. So like if I were to get CC'd, diminish and like over and over again, diminishing returns would be like, hey, you're not gonna get CC'd as much. That doesn't really feel like it's the case. A lot of the games I play, even if I'm building a warrior and building tanky, I feel like what ends up happening is I end up just getting CC'd once and then getting CC'd again, and then I'm pretty much dead at that point. And maybe it's because I don't really play Conquest anymore. I basically just play Slash, that I'm noticing this. But I don't know, it just feels like the meta is really stale, and it feels like it's been the same for a very long time. And there's not, it feels like there hasn't been any change in like the 4 to 5 months that I was gone. And maybe like I said, maybe it could just be just me, but it definitely kind of sucks seeing that everybody's just like kind of CC stacking and just doing things to like make it so like you basically don't get to play the game. At least in the lobbies I've been playing, and the games that I would say like I would feel like I could understand the argument of saying like that's not necessarily the case if it wasn't for the fact that even in the games where the enemy team doesn't have like a whole lot of CC, my team ends up being the one that has a whole lot of CC, and it just becomes an absolute blowout of a game. So I don't know if it's just me or, you know, maybe it's just the lobbies I'm in, but it definitely feels as like right now like nothing much has really changed with the game. It still feels like the items that were good before are good now, and it felt like the items that have been good for a very long time are still the best items in the game. Like, it's like I understand like breastplate will never go anywhere, but I would like to see at least some competition with breastplate. Like I know like it's like, but you can use like mystical mail on some gods. It's like, but nothing does like what breastplate does. Especially when you have a thing like determination. I don't know. It's just, it's wild to me that it feels like not much has changed, and it feels like they're not really like maybe not putting in an effort to change it, but it definitely seems like nothing's really. It doesn't really seem like the meta is very shaken up. It's just a lot of CC, a lot of CC spam, a lot. It's basically just anything to make you not play the game right now. It feels like it's not like, you know, who does more damage or like ability healing or like dealing with abilities or like this, that, or the other. It's just about, you know, who has more CC and who's building tankier. And to be honest with you, it's kind of depressing because it doesn't even really feel fun to play or feel rewarding anymore when I win certain fights, just because all I did was build tank and they just couldn't kill me fast enough. But yeah, just want a quick short video about my feelings in Smite. I'm obviously gonna keep playing it. Just a little upset with the current. I'm not really upset, I guess. I'm just a little unhappy with the current state of how everything is and how the game is just, you know, a big CC fest and a big tanky CC fest, and yeah, just I don't know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts, everybody's thoughts on this. If you think it's CC, it's like it's just a big CC fest and it's kind of sucking right now with like everybody's just building tanky, like Warriors building tanky, and like, you know, mages is kind of feeling sometimes. I'm just interested. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. Those are just my opinions. Like I said, I play mostly just Slash. But yeah, guys. Like I said, just a quick short video on this topic, and thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.